What's up everyone, welcome to the RA Visuals YouTube channel, and today we have yet another keyboard video for all you fine people. Our friends over at Gamdias have sent us their 60% mechanical keyboard called the Hermes E3, and we're going to take a look at the features it brings to the table, and then we'll go ahead and take it apart and see what modifications are possible to make it even better. Post-production Ricky here. Really quick, make sure you stay tuned for the whole video because there will be a giveaway in this video. So if you want to win this keyboard after I mod it, make sure you pay attention. Anyway, let's hear a word from our sponsor. Your favorite Windows 10 CD key retailer, URCD Key, is having their biggest sale of the year right now. Best part is you can get a Windows 10 Pro OEM key for 25% off for the entire month of March. Purchasing your key is super easy. All you have to do is click on the item you want, click buy to add it to your cart. Once in the cart, you can now enter my promo code RAV20, which again is worth 25% off for the month of March and will go back to 20% off in April. After adding the promo code, you'll see your savings pop up and you can then purchase your product with your chosen payment method. Finding and entering your Windows 10 CD key is super easy. All you have to do is go to your user profile, find your purchase, and click View Keys and Codes to reveal your new CD key. Then all you have to do is go to Settings in Windows, click on Update and Security, click on Activation, and finally click on Change Product Key and enter your new key into the window and click Next. You'll now have a fully licensed version of Windows 10 with 0 watermarks. Check the links in the video description to start saving now. Alright, starting this off, the Hermes E3 mechanical keyboard comes in a 60% form factor and is available in classic black or a white textured front plate as you see here. It has double shot ABS keycaps with N key rollover and anti-ghosting functionality and seem to be pretty standard profile, except for the bottom row of keys for whatever reason. They have this weird rounded top profile. The Hermes E3 comes in at a weight of 546 grams and features what they call Gamdias certified mechanical switches, available in linear reds, tactile browns, or clicky blues. Now, if you look closely, the switches on my copy are actually just Outemu linear reds that have a spring force of 61 grams, 4 millimeters of overall travel, and 2.1 millimeters of actuation. One unfortunate thing right off the bat about the Hermes E3 is that it is not hot swappable, so we won't be able to take the linear reds out and lube them without desoldering the entire board. But don't worry, keep watching the video because I have a different mod that I'm going to go ahead and try with this keyboard today. This keyboard, of course, has RGB lighting on its north-facing LEDs with 19 built-in lighting effects, and by using different function key combos, you can control the RGB lighting as shown here. Alright, so now that you know the tech info on this keyboard, let's hear what this stock keyboard and Outemu reds sound like right out of the box. Okay, so I'm sure you can hear right away, this keyboard could definitely sound better if we wanted to. It's a bit rattly and could really benefit from lubing the stabilizers and the switches. So what I'm going to try first today is just to quickly lube the stabilizers a bit to hopefully help with that rattle and possibly create a more smooth sounding key press. Okay, so to get things started, the first thing we had to do was go ahead and pull all the keycaps off. And with all the keycaps off, the next thing we did was go ahead and unscrew all the screws from the top of the PCB and pull the keyboard apart. And I actually didn't get into lubing the stabilizers right away. The first thing I actually decided to do was do a little bit of the tape mod on this set of stabilizers, because I noticed that I could just quickly bump them up really quick and stick a bit of that tape underneath each of the stabilizers, so that way it could eliminate that wobble. It's pretty easy to do, and even when you can't take the stabilizers fully out like on a keyboard like this, you can actually still accomplish this, and it made a big difference. So with the tape mod applied, the next thing I did was go ahead and pull out some Krytox 205 grade 0 lube and a paintbrush so I can go ahead and begin lubing these stabilizers. And this process was actually pretty simple. All I did was go ahead and pull up on the actual stabilizer stem with some tweezers, apply a generous amount of lube to the paintbrush, and then go ahead and stick that in where you can see the stabilizer arm and try to get as much lube in that hole as possible. I know that sounds weird, don't even worry about it, but just make sure you guys do that and it will make the actuation a lot more smooth. Then on the other side of the stabilizers, we again repeat the same process, but we make sure we try to get in between that little clip and the metal part that you see here. And then we do that on both sides, and then we can ensure that when the switch actually does actuate, when you have a keycap on top of it, it'll be the smoothest key press you could possibly get. And with the stabilizers out of the way, I then laid down a bunch of paper towels because I figured things would get a little bit messy with spray lubing. And then I actually pulled out a little plastic cylinder that I found laying around the office to go ahead and help keep that overspray from getting all over my desk. So you may want to grab something like this, like a tube of some kind, to put around the nozzle of the spray canister and then the little stem that comes off of it, because when you start doing this, there's going to be a lot of overspray. So that's the reason why I decided to use this. And with the materials out of the way, I decided to go ahead and press the canister nozzle into each one of the switches to depress it, and then did a couple of sprays in a couple of top corners to get some lube in each one of the switches. And you guys will notice that some of the lube does bubble up and come out and whatnot. That's normal. You're going to end up having to wipe this off later. But yeah, you can see that it kind of surprised me a little bit just seeing it at first, but you basically just spray a little bit in each one of the switches and you just keep moving on. And once you've sprayed all the switches, the next thing you want to do is take some of your paper towels and dab and wipe off every single one of the switches. This is the most tedious part, but you want to get this right. You want to make sure you get all that excess lube off of it. Otherwise, it's going to make your board very dirty. Make sure you get the top of the stems too, because it'll cause you problems later on. So just be careful with it. And now with the whole board wiped clean, you're ready to let it sit for 2 to 3 days until it's fully dried. And while the keyboard was drying, I figured why the heck not apply a little bit more soundproofing to this keyboard, because it has a very empty and hollow sounding case. So I decided to go ahead and take some of my foam that I used before in one of my keyboard builds and just cut it to size real quick and then apply it to the bottom case of the keyboard. And it worked out very, very well. And all I had to do was go ahead and press it into each one of the little crevices there and make sure it sticks, and then I had to press the screw holes through it just like last time, and it works like a charm. And with all of the modifications out of the way and a couple of days going by so the keyboard could dry, I put it all back together and I began testing what it sounded like. All right, so if you've made it this far in the video, first, thank you so much. You rule, and I hope you've enjoyed it. And second, if you want to win this very keyboard you see me typing on right here, that's right, the very keyboard I modded in this video, I'm going to send it right to you free of charge. Be sure to make sure you like this video, and then make sure you're subscribed to the channel as well, because it helps me out a ton. And then make sure you go ahead and leave me a comment down below and tell me why you need this keyboard and what you're going to be upgrading from. I really want this keyboard to go to someone who needs it, and I'll be choosing one of those comments to see who wins this. So don't miss out. Comment down below and let me know what you're going to use this thing for. All right, everyone, welcome back. It looks like my light back here died, so we're just going to press on anyway. So that's going to do it for this one. Could you guys tell me the difference between the switch sound, the stabilizer sound versus the stock sounds that I played? Feel free to go back in the timeline and play the stock sounds and then skip back to the lube sounds, and let me know if you guys saw any difference down below in the comments. You know, this really didn't take that much effort from me or time at all. The only thing different with spray lubing here versus how I normally lube keyboards is that you actually have to just let it sit and dry for a day or two so that you know everything is good to go once it's dry. Anyway, if you enjoyed checking this video out, you know what to do. Go ahead and hit the video with a like for me so other people can see my videos. And if you don't want to miss on future keyboard content like this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn those notifications on so you'll never miss my new uploads. Take care, everybody, and have an awesome day.